How you doing there, boys and girls? Deadpool here, filling in for Baters, because he's having some financial trouble. Yeah, so he's down at the park giving out handies. Well, folks, guess what? You're in for a treat today, because we've got some must-have mods for Skyrim Special Edition. Also, remember if you're playing on Xbox to keep an eye out for this front bum over here, as that's an indicator that the mod featured is available on your console. Oh, and guess what? If you like this video, then your name will be entered for a chance to win a good old-fashioned Corey Suckdown. Yeah, let's just say I know a guy named Corey. So buckle up and tickle your no-no balloons like your creepy Uncle Jed. You know, that creepy uncle who's one tickle away from giving you a full-on psychological complex that you write about in your diary? Yeah, that kind of tickle. And once you're done doing that, let's get to average baiting! Here we have Bedor Pack by Team Tal. Sometimes an armor mod comes along and really prances around in your cerebellum like a dopamine receptors covered in crystal meth. This would be one of those times. Black Desert Online has some of the coolest looking armors for both men and women. Thanks to some really awesome Skyrim modders, those armors, at least a few of them, are available on Skyrim Special with HDT physics. Now I shave my balls before I wear this armor. Is it necessary? Probably not. But I just feel more intimidating with a smooth nutsack. You know? Now these armors look absolutely incredible, even above and beyond the design of the armor. The meshes, textures, accessories, everything all contribute to make these some of the nicest male and female armor mods for Skyrim Special Edition. Sometimes people chirp me when I say that an armor mod is a must-have mod, but once you play with these armors, it's difficult to get back into Skyrim without them. So for me, they're a must-have, okay? Fucking stop calling my house at 3 a.m. Also, I know for a fact that if I didn't feature these armors and didn't provide a way to get them, then people would be blowing me up in DMs with the whole, "Hey, man, can I get a link to those armors, man? Man, those armors in your videos, how did you get them, man? I'll suck your dick, man, for those armors, man. Come on, man. Come on!" You know, typical DMs. Next up, we've got Address Library for SKSE plugins by Meh321. This mod contains header file and a database to make SKSE DLL plugins version independent easily. But what does that mean, right? Now this is one of those mods you look at on the Nexus and you see that it's got a ton of downloads and likes. Then you read the description and you feel like somehow now you know less about what it fucking does in the game. Well, all technical talk aside, this mod is essential for anyone who likes to mod in Skyrim. Now, I'm not normally attracted to abstract concepts, but I would fuck this mod until my penis hurt. Yeah, that's pretty hard. See, Bethesda has this pesky habit of updating this game every few weeks without actually adding anything useful to the game. Chances are they're updating the game for some stupid Creation Club item. And there's nothing worse than your game going tits up because they added a new color to the crabs in the game. It's like, fuck you and the coding horse you rode in on, Bethesda, you son of a bitch. It's probably not that serious. Well, the good news is this mod makes it so you won't have to constantly be checking for updates for all your mods once Bethesda updates their shit. This will allow your mods to work despite these updates. So you won't always have to peruse the Nexus after Bethesda updates, making sure all your shit is up to date. You'll be able to plug and play for the most part, despite these constant updates. You guys ever get caught in a downpour, you know, without an umbrella? It's awful. The only good thing about it is you can pee your pants, and nobody will notice. It's like when I used to go to the public pool every summer. At least until I got banned for shitting in the shallow end. I figured I could make it work like a fart you blame on a baby. Problem was, I was the only one in the pool. Well, this mod's exactly like that. It's a shit in the shallow end of a pool on a midsummer's day that you try to blame on a baby. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I love this mod. And I also wish I wasn't banned from that pool. So, here we are, at an impasse. Here we have EVG Conditional Idols by liambutt. This mod adds handmade unisex animations that only play in specific conditions, applying to the player and humanoid NPCs. Now, designed to be unintrusive, they simply replace animations when in the appropriate context using Dynamic Animation Replacer. There are 0 gameplay changes. Yeah, it's a really great mod. It's like a beautiful relationship that I really connect with, you know? Now, sometimes you think you're in a healthy relationship, and then 6 months later, you wake up in the middle of the night, and she keeps referring to herself as we while she brushes a doll's hair in the dark. That's the last time I dated a girl I met outside a meth lab! I'll tell you that! Yeah, that relationship ended badly. I got stabbed. So back to the mod. When your character is cold with this mod installed, you'll sort of hug yourself as if to say, "It's okay, pal. I know it's nippy, but we'll be home soon." Or maybe it's to add a little extra protection over them sensitive nips in that brisk winter air. Who knows? Either way, when the temperature gets too cold, NPCs as well as the player character will hurl up in order to stay warm. Now, when your character is injured below 50%, they will hold their side as if to convey, "Oh shit! I think I've been stabbed! Oh, it hurts so bad!" You know? Now, the animation definitely reflects that of an injury, and it looks great in the game. Yeah, it's very believable. I feel like that person's probably gonna die soon. It's really sad. This mod is also practical because it lets you know you've taken too much damage in a certain exchange. Also, when it's raining, your character and NPC characters will take cover under their shields, so they don't get wet. Makes sense, right? You don't want to get wet, because that might lead to hypothermia. And the only medicine they had to treat that shit was putting leeches on the tip of your penis. Yeah, so it's better to stay out of the wetness. Really cool and immersive feature. Now, when your character is naked, male or female, they will cover up their bits, as if to say, "I'm a shy girl from the Midwest who's only ever held hands with a stranger. But if you get me drunk, maybe I'll let you touch my no-no balloons." This is a wicked feature that adds life and personality to your character when they're down to nothing but their tighty-whities. Now, when you use too much stamina, your character will now show active signs of fatigue. Your character will seem slightly out of breath when they're below 50% stamina. Like as if to say they're coming back from a light jog through the forest. Now, once your character gets below 25% stamina, your character will start wheezing and gasping for air. Like maybe that jog got a little fucking rowdy and a bear started chasing you. You know what I mean? You would definitely be out of breath. So this is an awesome feature. Your character will also get headaches now when they use too much magicka. Once you're below 30%, your character will indicate that they've got a meaty migraine and maybe they should pop some pills. Yeah. There's no pain in your body that pills can't solve. That's what I always say. Finally, if your character gets the well-rested bonus or the lover's comfort bonus from sleeping, then they might have a stretch when they get up. You know, say like, "Holy fuck, my body compressed a lot during that little mini coma I just had." Now, this mod adds an abundance of realism to the people in Skyrim and makes the world space feel much more real and immersive during your playthrough of the game. Here we have Vibrant Weapons, Firefrost Shock by JG1. Yeah, that's right. He's the first JG. Now, vibrant things are always better than non-vibrant things. It's why I don't leave the house without glittering my balls. Whenever I show strangers, they always seem at least a little impressed before they start freaking out. Like, oh my god, why are you showing me your balls, man? You know? To that, I always just say, and then I run off. Pretty typical Monday for me. Similarly to Enchanted Arsenal, Sea Enchantments, and Visual Animated Enchants, this mod adds fully animated visual effects to existing weapon enchantments in Skyrim Special Edition. It also adds 2 features missing in all of those otherwise excellent mods: lights and combination effects. What that means is with this mod installed, a flaming sword will light your way through the darkness, and an axe with both fire and frost enchantments will burn in paradoxical frostfire. Now the approach is a bit different from those other mods. Rather than editing the enchantment itself, this mod adds a standalone visual effect on top of your weapon. This turns out to be more flexible since you're no longer bound by the game's engine rules about what effects an enchantment item will show. The cost, perhaps, comes in the form of more complicated implementation. For most of its works, the mod uses an SKSE plugin to extend the scripting language. The effects are designed to look best in third-person view. They work in first-person too, but they might be a little too vibrant in some cases. Oh my god, I'm fucking blind! No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's fine. It actually isn't bad at all. Now, this mod enhances the visuals of all basic fire, frost, shock damage enchantments, both pre-made and player-made, on vanilla or modded added weapons. It automatically changes the shape of the effect to match the type of weapon, sword, dagger, mace, etc., whether single or dual wielding. It supports combination effects. Any weapon with both fire and frost damage enchantments automatically get unique frostfire visuals, which is pretty awesome. Enchantments cast light. Fire enchantments illuminate the surrounding area. Shock enchantments flash periodically. So epileptic people, be warned. You might have a fucking seizure. Just be careful with that one. It also has extendable framework. What that means is it's support for additional effects, combinations, and weapon types, even custom ones, can be added by standalone plugins. This mod is an excellent addition to the game, and it's sure to add immersion and realism to anyone's playthrough of Skyrim Special Edition. Next up, we've got pretty jump animations by dualsun. Now, everyone will at some point be faced with the fact that the vanilla jump animations are just unpleasant. This realization is inexorable. Whether you like it or not, one day you will have to face the fact that the jump animations in Skyrim make me want to hit a baby. Maybe not like a nice baby, but like an unruly baby that just screams and cries for no reason in the trunk of my car. You know? That type of baby. That's the type of baby that I would hit a lot, maybe even shake a little. Point is, the jump animations needed a makeover in Skyrim, and this is just what the doctor ordered. I mean, if the doctor was a weird nerdy guy who prescribed Skyrim mods, that is. It's a weird medical doctorate to get. Now, this jump animation is sexually ambiguous, so both male and female characters can use it and still look super styling when they are free-falling through the air. The animation itself has a confident anime-style theme to it, which gets me worked up and a little sexually excited. Also, the character puts their arms out now when they're falling from certain heights, which makes sense for balance, and also it creates drag as they fall, so they don't hit the ground as fucking hard, right? That's something you don't want when you're jumping from large heights, is to smash down and die instantly, or break all the bones in your legs. Then you're no good to anyone. Then some fucking weird, crazy, gooey creature's probably gonna come along and start eating you while you're trying to crawl off somewhere, you know? You're using shouts and throwing bags of magic at them and shit. They don't give a fuck. They're gonna eat your ass, because you're all fucked up from the fall. Anyways, so this adds not just a cosmetic aspect to the jumping in the game, but also realism as well. Also, the character does like a mini superhero landing when they hit the ground, which is sure to get Delphine finger blasted her nether regions as soon as she sees it. She's just gonna be fucking going to town. You know, making eye contact the whole time. She will not look away. Now this is an awesome animation mod that might seem like a small fix, but it makes a huge difference in how you see your characters in the game. Here we have the XP32 Maximum Skeleton Special Extended by Groovetama. Now this mod is a multi-purpose skeleton for animations in Skyrim, including hair, cloaks, wigs, also bouncing titties. This allows animators to animate all independently and simultaneously. This mod is the prerequisite to pretty much any cool or sexually depraved mod there is. Now, if you want big old fucking milk jug titties bobbing and bouncing all over your screen, then you're gonna need this mod. Appearance is important. Think about it. Who are you more likely to take candy from? An old man dressed up like Santa Claus? Or a guy wearing a clown mask and ladies' underwear? Yeah, I made the mistake of picking the second guy also. That was the third time I got raped. Anyways, see how smooth my character's body transitions from one movement to the other? See how these cloaks and shit move rather than stick to my character like dried dick juice? Notice how each clothing piece moves separate from the other. Well, that's apparently only possible when you have this mod installed. Animation mods can really change the way your game looks and feels. It can add realism and immersion where there otherwise wasn't any. Now, in order to get the most out of the animations in Skyrim Special, you're gonna need XP32. Now, if I sat here and pretended to know why this mod was required, then I'd be totally full of shit. Point is, all I really know is that this mod is the foundation to a lot of other really amazing animation mods. So it's definitely a must-have mod if you want to get the most out of the character animations in Special Edition. Next up, we've got HAIRDOS SSE by Kalilies. Now this mod is basically a hair pack that contains 883 hairstyles, 792 hairstyles are for female, and 91 of them are for males. These hairstyles have all been retextured for a more realistic look and have smooth bone assignments. Yeah, whatever the fuck that means. I mean, the right hairstyle can also have a huge effect on your playthrough of Skyrim. It really brings your character to life, and it adds a whole new dynamic to their situation. I mean, this mod gives you the option to really find a style that is both unique and realistic for any possible character you can think of. Now you don't have to walk around with like some sloppy mop flopping around on your forehead, you know, signaling to all the NPCs that you cut your own hair, and you're fucking bad at it. And you're not going to be able to go around running amok with this stupid looking haircut because people are going to be all like, look at this haircut over here. You know, and then they'll point at your fucked up looking hair. It'll be embarrassing. So it's best to have this mod installed, right? Because then you don't have to deal with those shenanigans like haircut politics. And now, with this mod installed, you're going to have a good chance to be featured in a shampoo commercial. Or asked to join a 50s acapella muscle car gang. And you know, that's every little girl's dream right there. A great haircut is like having an imaginary friend that supports you no matter what, you know? It's like that one imaginary friend you had when you were a kid that you wished was real, but then when that imaginary friend came to life in your bathtub, everyone started freaking out, you know? Next thing you know, you're talking to him behind some soundproof glass. It turns out I got wished to life by an 11-year-old boy is not a good excuse to be in the bathtub with him in the court of law. So there's that. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, HAIRDOS is an excellent addition to the game, will increase your immersion and realism to anyone's playthrough of Skyrim Special Edition. Here we have Actor Limit Fix by Meh321. This mod fixes a bug where if you had more than 128 actors in the same place, they just start floating around weirdly. It also fixes a bug where the NPC's lips stop moving when a lot of them are nearby, which was like a weird thing. You know what's fascinating about Skyrim? You'll be like immersed in the world space, you know, really starting to see that fiction come to life, when all of a sudden, in the corner of your eye, you see an NPC float off into outer space like he's being beamed back to Naboo. Well, that's neat and also super realistic. It's like when Charlie and his granddad stole Wonka's bubble soda and almost got bodied by a really big fan. Anyways, that movie gave me nightmares. I mean, it's terrifying. It's like that time I had a dream where Bill Cosby was mixing me a drink and I woke up and my ass really hurt. Kinda like I had been fucked in the ass by Bill Cosby. You know? That kinda hurt. So, it turns out when you have more than 128 actors in the same place, the game stops updating movement of the actors after the first 128. Wow, that's great. Now this causes them to float towards their destination randomly instead of moving there properly. Now if you don't have any of these bugs, well, then you probably don't need this mod, but I would still download it anyways. I mean, increasing the cap doesn't actually do anything unless you reach the cap in the first place. So it's not going to hurt your game. This is just one of those mods that you don't want to experience the negative effects of it. So it's best to just have it in your game, which makes it a must-have mod for Skyrim Special Edition. Here we have Artesian Cloaks of Skyrim by Zeridian. I don't know why I did that accent. I'm so sorry. This mod patches that add HDT SMP enabled physics to popular cloak, capes, and other cape-like mods for Skyrim Special Edition. So before this mod, Skyrim was like any Arnold Schwarzenegger movie in the 1990s where he's supposed to be an American, but he's got like a thick Austrian accent.
No, I swear, I'm from here, right here. I was born in Connecticut. Yes, right here. Look, I'm from here. He knows me. Jim, hello, it's me. Arnold. I'm not Austrian at all.
Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. Physics mods make my pussy so moist, Deadpool. But how do I get the most out of them, right? Well, I'm glad that you asked, super creepy pervert person. Physics mods that allow for your character to take advantage of cloth physics while your cloaks blow around in a summer's breeze are pretty awesome. However, not every armor mod has these sweet cloaks or these sweet cloak animations. However, there are a fair number of cloaks that already exist in the game that are available in Skyrim Special Edition that just don't have the sweet new physics. Well, this mod ameliorates that and adds the HDT physics to some of the popular cloak mods from Skyrim Special Edition. The cloaks now look and feel more natural in the game, which helps add to immersion and realism. I mean, just look at my cloak just flopping around, just flaunting its physics all up in your face. It's awesome, and it's sure to make anyone looking for realism in Skyrim all fucking hot and horny. Or wait, maybe that's just me. Here we have HDT SMP, or Skinned Mesh Physics, by aers. Now, when I first found out about HDT, I thought it was some kind of weird fungus that grew on your balls. I didn't know if it could be treated with like a cream or an ointment. I just knew it was going to make dating like super awkward in the future. Turns out HDT has nothing to do with your balls, and everything to do with making Skyrim way more enjoyable. SKSE plugin based physics engine extender, allowing applications of the bullet physics library Skinned Mesh Physics to actor models in Skyrim. Whatever the fuck that means. Now, when Skyrim was originally released, the extent of the use of Havoc physics engine was restricted to things bouncing around, whether it be dead bodies, the odd skull, or a room full of weapons, or tiny children's dolls that scare the fuck out of me. Now, if you wanted a cape that flowed when you ran, it would have to be an animation that detailed that movement. Well, this simulates realism, but it isn't realism. So what HDT Physics Extension does is it alleviates the problems associated with animation by actually using the physics engine that is part of the retail game. Through some creative use of SKSE and probably some dark magic, and HAIRDOS HDT, the author of the physics engine plugin, has provided a set of tools that create game physics objects that interact and respond to the world around them. A ponytail can bounce off of a woman's back, a cape can flow in any direction, and an old man's ball sack can just flop right out of his shorts right in front of you on the bus. Yeah, that's some traumatizing shit right there. And it's a real treat. Thanks again for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to bitch slap that subscribe button like it's 3 weeks behind on your rent. Bitch! Where's the money, bitch? Where's the money? Where is it? Also, go ahead and hit that bell icon too, because apparently YouTube thought there should be extra steps. Why not, right?
I'd like to subscribe, but first I have to click this and do this. Oh, it needs an email. All right, and this. Okay, fuck. Just tell me when he's uploading. Fuck!
Once you do all that, if you're lucky, at the stroke of midnight, a tiny little Averagebaters fairy might come and tickle your butthole. I hope to see you all again next time, and remember to keep on average baiting, baby.